So we have Marjorie here with us today. She was telling me how she's getting so much business from Google, and she's closed, she has $200,000 of GCI in escrow or closed already this year from the way she's kind of running her Google, leveraging a VA and doing some really specific tasks. So she is here today to teach us all how we can do the same thing in our markets. And I'll go ahead and just hand it over to Marjorie. And Marjorie's in Denver, South Denver area. If you guys ever need a referral partner in that market, she's amazing.
Thank you. So I'm super excited to share with you guys what I've been doing. Just a heads up, I do have my VA do all of this now. It maybe takes her, now that we're doing blogs, maybe 15 minutes a day, if that. It's very simple, and I'll share everything. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Oh, I always keep doing that. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm recording also.
Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So I don't know how many of you guys have Google set up. But obviously in my market, it's very important because people are constantly searching for realtors. What I've learned from my Google profile is that people go through there and they learn about you, they watch your videos. So when they call, I don't think that I've had any competing listing agents. I don't think I've had to compete for any of these. I go there and they already know that they want to use me because they feel like they like me and know me already. I get a lot of people that tell me, "Oh, you look so nice." So I think that's kind of funny because I mean, I guess I'm glad that I look nice to them. Um, but so here is just the data from this year. So I started consistently doing Google every single day in January 1st. I didn't get my first transaction or call until March. So this is just what I have now. I've already closed 4 transactions for 3.47 in sales and then 99,000 in GCI in the pipeline. So what I currently have under contract or in active listings is 3.5 in sales and then 93,000 in GCI. So down here is a total. Now this is the crazy part. I've only spent $4,600. I could have that number could be lower, and I'll show you how. But to be honest, I was really busy, so I didn't have time to dispute some of the leads that came through. There are 3 different ways to market on Google. So Google PPC is you pay per click. You do need an ad manager or somebody running those ads for you, unless you're smart enough to do them. I am not. That's going to be a lot higher price point. So we'll go over that. There's Google Business Profile, which is Google My Business. They're just kind of changing the name of that. And that is all free. So you're never going to pay for that. And then local service ads. And so that is paid per click. And I'll show you how I run mine, and I'll show you how to dispute those as well. So the pay per click, which um, which is what I do not use. So this is basically where in my market, I would have to spend at least $2,500 to stay competitive. I was doing originally, I did start doing this, and I was paying $1,000 and I was not getting anything from it. So it's anything like if people are just clicking, doesn't matter what they're looking for, you're going to pay for it if they click on your ad. Um, you if you're going to do these, you're going to use keywords. Again, same type of keywords that you're going to use anywhere else. But for example, for myself, I'd be using homes for sale in Denver or Denver, Colorado realtor, things of that such. Um, and then you appear above any organic listings if you do this. But again, it's very hard depending on your market. The bad thing about these is when you quit paying for them, you quit ranking, which is why I chose not to do it.
And
So organic.
Google, if I could just add in, so Google pay-per-click ads, that is also like what, if you're paying, like I have Boomtown and I can pay them an ad spend, that's what they're running to bring in leads to your CRM. So if you're using a CRM that will run ads for you, they're doing the Google pay-per-click.
Correct. And I was doing that through Brivity, which is my CRM. And that's how I kind of got started on it. But again, it is expensive depending on your market.
Depending on your market, yeah.
Yeah. So for the business profile, this is all organic. So this is a free business listing on Google. You go through, you don't need an ad manager. The thing is, though, you do have to be consistent. So you constantly have to be updating it, which I'll show you how to do. This lasts forever. As long as you continue updating it, your rank is just going to be getting better and better and better. I'll show you how to set up your profile and I'll show you kind of the do's and don'ts that I've learned along the way. And then I'll also show you some of the keywords that I use, and literally you can just copy what I do and do it in your own market.
And if you guys have questions as we go through, if you're able to put them in the chat, I know some of you are on your phones or might be driving or something and unable. If you're able to put them in the chat, then we'll answer them at the end of each slide before we move on to the next, because this will get pretty complicated as we go. And if you don't have, access to the chat, feel free to speak up and ask your question.
So Google local service ads. This is basically a separate profile, which I'll give you guys the link for that as well to go in. But they do require a little bit more information. So they'll do a background check. They require your insurance, your license. This one, again, you do need to be consistent. I recommend reviews for both platforms, but Google local service ads will only allow you to add 100 pictures. So maybe every other day you're going to go in here and add a picture, but it's not something like the Google business profile where you can add pictures, an endless amount. These leads are great because they'll come through directly with a text, and then you will click on it. It will take you to their app and you respond directly to them. Or when they call, it'll be a different call. Google will record it. And then that also allows you to dispute it if it's not a legit lead. The leads do typically run about $20 to $60 each lead, but the great thing is you can dispute them. And for the most part, Google is pretty good about giving you a refund if it's not a legit lead. For example, sometimes I'll get calls from local contractors or an agent that is trying to market their listing. And as long as you just go in there, you can dispute it and they'll give you a refund. So I choose to use Google Business Profile and local service ads together. And I'll show you exactly how I do that. And I'll show you how on my platform, how I've set them up. So the Google Business Platform, the Google Business Profile, here's the link that you're going to want to go to set it up. And then I thought probably the best way is just for me to show you on my screen. So I'm going to bring this over. So this is where you would go to set it up. You're going to click on Start Now. And then it's going to bring you over here. Now, these are all of the steps. It's not a quick process, but once you get everything set up, Google is going to review everything, and then they're going to set you up with your Google business profile. Now, this is my Google business profile. Google reviews are super important. So I do have a list of names that I just kind of set aside that I know that I'm going to ask for a review. So every few days, I'll text somebody the link, and you can get that link If you come down here and then get more reviews, and then you're just going to copy that, and it's really easy to copy and paste that and send it to somebody, or you can send them the QR code. So I do that for partners that I work with, lenders, inspectors, contractors, and then obviously clients. And then one of the important things about the reviews is once you get a review, it'll pop up here. It'll also email you, but you'll want to respond to that as soon as possible. I also throw it into Chat GPT and ask it to maximize SEO when I'm responding to these reviews. Obviously, Chat GPT, I feel like it knows me. So if you throw in the review and then ask it for a response, it'll type it up for you in 2 seconds, and then you just throw it back in there as your response to your review. What I have noticed recently about Google is they're always making changes, so my profile strength is not 100%. So you will want to click on here. They recently made you get the workspace through Google, which is like $7 a month for the cheapest one. So if you don't have that, to get your profile at 100%, you will have to do that. And then they also just added in that you need a picture. I work from home, so this is my house, which is kind of frustrating because I did use my home address. Now, there's different ways of doing that when you are setting up your profile. If you do have a business and you plan on being there for a while, you can use that address. If you work from home, you can choose whether you want to use your home address or you can just do service areas. I live in a little more remote area, so I chose to do my home address, but obviously that comes with other things as well. Some of the things that I do on a daily basis, well, my VA does. If you go into posts, we do blog posts. So she gets all of these from ChatGPT. This is a very easy thing to do. You just ask ChatGPT to draw all of these up for you. I have it do a blog post for my website. I have it do a blog post for Google, and then I have it do it for Facebook and Instagram. So there's 2 posts every single day that we're doing for Google. Also, if you edit services, now this is one thing that you will want to check on because Google adds services and then you start getting calls for things that you don't do. For example, it will add that I do leases. I don't, so I have to go in here and delete it. It will add that I'm a cleaning service. I'm not, so I have to go in there and remove it. So this is something I just did this yesterday, so I don't have anything in here to show you, but you can literally add anything into here. And then when you do go into these, you can write your own description. So again, I just say things like with the top realtor, things of that sort in whatever market that you're in. And you can literally go into mine and just copy what I'm doing if you want. Q&A.
We have a quick question.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of Google Workspace? I know you said they just added it recently, but do you know what the function is?
Yeah, it's so you can it's basically like the Google where you can go in and use the Excel spreadsheet. What's not Excel?
Like all the Google apps?
Yes, yeah. But the thing is you have to set up an email with it. So it's to give yourself like a Gmail. So I have info at Marjorie or Engle Homes Group. And I don't even use that email address, but I set it up to get myself that 100%.
Perfect. Thank you.
So for the questions, same type of thing. You can go in here. She does these, let's see, it looks like every single day, most days actually. So, but every single day you do need to go in here and you do need to be updating something. Photos is the only thing that I've found that you can upload a lot of. So I have tons of photos. We upload all of my videos in here. She'll even use just the blog photo that we use. I mean, listing photos, anything that you can think of. So I've heard that Google recommends 200 photos. So I always tell everyone to go in, drop 200 photos in the very beginning. But as far as like updating your services, adding Q&A, adding blog post, those are things that you're going to want to do every day, not all at one time. Oh, it's not going to take me to that. So your profile on here, they do recommend that you have that you say that you're open 24 hours. I do that. I don't know if it makes a difference, but Google does say that you should do that.
I've seen that if somebody searches, if they do a Google search, you can say like, I only want things that are open now. Same for like restaurants. Like if you're searching for a restaurant, you can say like, I only want stuff that's open now. And so if somebody clicks that and you have business hours, then you don't show up. So just an FYI, it is good to have the 24-hour thing on there.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah. So I do as well. So this kind of just breaks down, I think, pretty much everything that I have went over. One thing that I didn't go over is I do give other reviews to other businesses. So it ranks your overall profile on Google. I don't know if it really helps, but it does impressions with Google, so I feel like it should. You get to different tiers with the number of reviews that you give to other businesses. So I'll just go into my map and I'll just search a certain area, click on the business, leave a review, and then you get points. I don't know exactly what it does, but I think it helps because I get calls from Google. So I recommend doing that.
Okay, so this is all stuff that you're just doing in your profile for free. Like you're not paying for anything. You're just keeping your profile current with services, blog posts, Q&As every day, at least 200 pictures, and just
Yeah.
keeping your profile active, more or less.
Yeah. So this is all free. You don't have to do anything. And I would say it's probably equal of where I get my leads from Google My Business or Google Business Profile and local service ads.
And a question came through, are you using like a Google domain? Like, do you use Google Workspace or whatever it's called now?
Well, I just got it because they just changed that. But no, I don't. I think it'd be pretty easy to use, but I'm just so used to using, Outlook that I haven't switched to it.
I use it, but I don't know that I don't see any difference in the functionality that you have versus what I have. So I don't know what
Yeah.
the benefit is.
Yeah, I
And
think they just want people to sign up and pay money.
somebody says that they were told by Google not to use their home address. And I can tell you that I went through a huge thing with Google. I had to escalate to like somebody higher up because I rented an office space and I tried to use my office space, but they wanted signage on the exterior and like they were crazy about it. They said you can't use your home address because unless you do the service area. So I think that's really what it comes down to is like if you're going to use your home address, you risk Google figuring out that it's your home address and they'll shut down your whole account. So, until you escalate it and maybe you can resolve it. For me, did not want, they wanted to shut down my whole account and I was using a business address where I actually had my business where my broker, like with the Department of Real Estate, that's my address. It's a official broker office for my broker. And they still didn't want to let me use it. I had to escalate and escalate and escalate to get it approved. So it is okay to use your home address technically if you're doing a service area, but if you're putting business hours and saying you're open, from what they told me, like you can't do that because somebody can't knock on your door to buy a house at 2 a.m. Like that's
Yeah.
why they don't allow you to do that.
They
So
made me just when I did my home address, because I switched it, I had an office in Elizabeth, but I moved to my house. They made me get on a call with them and I had to show them around my house and that I had an actual office. and then take them, which we live on acreage, so it was kind of a pain, but I had to drive down the street and show them the signs.
Yeah, that's
Great.
what I had to do as well for my office. I had to do a video, then I had to do a live call.
Yeah.
They wanted to see the street, they wanted to see all the surrounding businesses to verify that it was an actual office. So I see a lot of people use their home and they don't run into that, but you never know when Google's going to be like, oh, hey, we just realized you're using your home address and we need you to do all this verification.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's a good tip. I'm not sure. I know I did have an issue with it when I first changed it, but they did allow me to once I showed them my office that I had an actual office here.
that's good.
Um, Common mistakes, obviously, with the Google My Business, your address, which we just talked about, not completing each step. So if you leave things out, it does rank you lower. Your profile should always show complete. And that's what I said. They're always changing that profile strength. So I'm constantly logging in because sometimes my VA doesn't catch those types of things either. And then just not being consistent. So Google is something that you do have to stay consistent with. So moving on to the local service ads. So obviously this is a paid service. And then this is how you show up. I just Googled realtors in Elizabeth. I came second. But if you'll show up in a sponsored area, and then they also have the Google Guaranteed, which I think they're changing the name of it. They're going to call it licensed verified by Google. So I'm not quite sure how they're going to change that, but I'll get this link will walk you through all of the steps, and I'll also show you mine as to how I did it. So one thing that I do love about local service ads is that you can actually talk to somebody. So what I did when I originally started this is I would call them every single day and I would just say, I'm not getting any calls. What do I need to do to, make my ad stand out? And they'll walk you through. I mean, it's not the best, but they will tell you, hey, you need to up this. You need to change this photo. You need to add, that you're open 24 hours. Now this one is, I think I said this already, you can only add 100 photos. So after you hit your 100 photos, you can't add anything else. The great thing though is you can dispute every single lead that comes through. So one of the things that they do require is that you have the highest weekly budget. So I have in here that I will spend $5,000 a week. Obviously, you guys saw, and I'll show you, I've never spent $5,000. I haven't even spent $5,000 in the entire year. This is something that you could shut off at any time. So it shouldn't be something that you're nervous about that you're going to get 50,000 calls. If you do, that's great because it's going to be 50,000 clients. It's not just going to be random calls that you're getting. Another thing, you are going to want to complete your profile. So let me just show you here. So this is where you would go to. Here's the phone number that you can call. I do have it in the slides as well, but you would just say get started. So this is once you have an account, these are kind of the things that they will make you submit and make you do to get your profile live. So you have to submit your proof of insurance, your budget, your headshot, your license. You'll have to submit all of that. Now, in your profile, you can go in, and then this is where you would manage your leads. So you can see for a while I didn't dispute anything. It's if I get busy or I forget. But you can go in here and this person didn't respond. But now the way to dispute a lead is you have to go into rate this lead. So you would go in to rate this lead and you would click very dissatisfied, and then you would give it an explanation of why, and then you submit it. And so that is the only way to dispute. It used to be easier to dispute, but they have made some changes. So it sometimes you don't get to dispute it. Sometimes they don't refund you, but in the end, I mean, 5,000, I've spent $4,600 for the year. And obviously made a lot more than that. Now, as far as the profile, it's loading.
Were they
There's
really
not a
calling
lot.
you that late? I'm sorry, were they calling you late at night? I noticed that some of those, I thought I saw one at 10:52 PM and something like that.
Let me go back and look.
Oh, you were on there requesting. I see that one at 10:09 PM
Oh,
or 10.
yeah.
Okay. That,
No, I don't think so. I mean, most of these are, yeah, not bad times.
And they come in
okay.
as calls.
They either come in as calls or message. So it will say, so this is came in as a text message, message, phone.
Okay.
So how much were you charged for that message, for instance?
See if it shows. Yeah, it doesn't show me in here. Let me go into my billing. So here's what I was charged.
Oh, for the month. Okay.
Yeah. No,
That's
those are,
not bad at all.
no, that's why I'm saying like, and if you stay on top of disputing them, it could be even less than what I'm paying. But I'll be honest, I'm really bad at going back in there and disputing it. Because sometimes you do get contractors in your area, and
Right.
they'll want you to add them, and then you just say this is a sales call or this is a sales.
Oh,
This isn't an actual lead.
And
That's
you've
what.
never had issues with like you go in there and say you're dissatisfied and the reason why, like you've never had them like challenge you and charge you anyways. They always just remove it.
Yeah, they're really good about it. Sometimes if people, like I had one guy call me from out of state and we were on the phone for like 20 minutes. It was totally, he wanted like something that wasn't even realistic for Colorado. And I got charged for that. He wanted something for like $70,000, which that doesn't even exist. But I did get charged for that and I tried to dispute it. But no, most of the time, if you go in there and dispute it, I'm just really bad at going back in and disputing them, to be honest.
I had
Some
done this
people
a
I do.
couple years ago and I had gotten charged and I was just like, these are all sales calls for those people, not for me. So I stopped it. So that's why I was like, oh, I got to listen to this because all I got to do is turn it on. But I will tell you, ladies, it takes a couple weeks or several days to get this all in order and get your info correct before they'll let you set it up.
It does. It takes some time to get it organized, and then it does take time before you start showing up.
Got it.
Yeah, it's not instant. Like I said, I was being consistent every single day. January 1st, it was like my year goal. And I did not get my first call until March. So it's not
Well,
quick.
but that's okay. You worked on it, but you didn't get charged. So that's fine. You didn't get charged from January to March and you invested your time in making it better. So that's great.
Correct. Yeah. So this profile though is super simple. So as long as you complete everything, you'll go in here, you'll just click the types. Bidding, this is important. And if you do call Google, they'll tell you the same thing, but you want the max. So even though it says $5,000 a month, I've told, a lot of people and they get nervous about that. There's nothing to be nervous about because you can literally shut this off at any time. And you're not going to, if you get that many calls, that will be amazing. But, you're never going to spend $5,000 in a week. And then again, the photos, you can just do 100 photos. You can't do any more. So this pretty much just sits here. And then the only updates I can do, they finally did merge. It used to be local service ads had different reviews. And so if you gave the link for your local service ads, it wouldn't go over to your Google business profile. But they did just change that about a month ago. So now they're merged, which is great because your reviews wouldn't show up on your Google business profile. They would only show up when your ad appeared. So, but if you get nervous and you want to shut it off, it's literally right here. You just click this button and it completely shuts it off and you won't be charged for anything. And then again, like this is how Realtors in Elizabeth, if you just search it, this is how you'll show up. It'll show up as that I'm Google screened. And they are, like I said, they're going to change the name of that. But then here's your profile and it'll show obviously more agents in your area. And then hopefully you'll be on that map as well.
I wonder, and this is just speculation, but I wonder if you, because you're in a rural area where there's not as many agents and there's not as many agents doing this, if that's helping you to have more success than like if I were to do this in Phoenix where there's 1,000 other agents in my area that are doing the same thing.
I don't think so because, and I've called Google about this because every agent that actually shows up on here is not a local realtor. And I'm not that far out of town to not be competing with everyone in Denver because the Denver agents are using this area as well.
So are the leads you're getting all for Elizabeth or are they for
No.
like Denver area, Parker, stuff like that too?
Yeah, most of them are not in Elizabeth. I would love to get Elizabeth leads, but no. Most of the leads I get are Douglas County, which is like Parker, Castle Rock, or Colorado Springs.
Okay.
So, because I'm in between Denver and Colorado Springs.
I just tried to do my average weekly budget, and the most it will allow me to do is 1,896 per week. Says you can get 24 leads per week depending on how well your ad does.
It might be the different markets, how competitive they are. I know every time I call Google, they tell me it's super competitive where I'm at. So maybe that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that might be why.
Linda has her hand raised. Linda, was that intentional? Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. So I changed brokerages at the first of the year and have had a big struggle with getting verified. And I've done a video. We had the office was under construction and it's ready now for occupancy and it's a super cool office. But so will doing it, it looks, and I never could find a phone number. I had here to all my questions to ask for a phone number, then you got to that. But so I'm thinking that maybe it would help me on getting verified if I went ahead and went through this and called them to set up, because I don't mind paying on the local service ads. Will they help you get verified and give you tips?
They will on that side. They will not help you on the Google business profile side.
Mhm.
I have a phone number for it's like a third party. I think they work for Google, but they work with like issues like that. And they'll help you optimize your profile. You can pay them for optimizing your profile. But when my profile was shut down, my coach at Tom Ferry gave me the number and I called them and they told me exactly what to do to get set up and get reinstated. So I'm going to try and find that number and put it in the chat because I think they can probably help you with the Google side.
That
At
would
least
be
with telling you like what's wrong and what to do to fix it. They won't fix it for you, but they give you direction.
perfect.
I would love that contact as well because I do run into a lot of people who are having issues with that verification process.
And I guess you have to be careful not to change everything all at once, your email and your address and you know, like maybe baby step, but it still shows I have a Remax address. It does show, it does link to my current website with the new brokerage. It's just messed up and it tells me there's no other way to verify. Like it doesn't, yeah. So a phone number to talk to a real person would be quite helpful.
Yeah, I will find it for you. And I might not find it while we're on this call. So if not, I'll include it in the email when I send out the call and I'm going to send out the presentation as well. So I'll put that in there. I have to go back in my messages from 2024, so 2023.
Does anyone have any additional questions that I can answer?
Well, I appreciate you coming here and telling us. Now I need to just start mine up again.
Yeah, it's really, and if you guys do have a VA, it's something super easy. And I'm actually happy to share. I kind of have a list in Google Docs that she goes and does, just things that she can do each day. Now she's been pretty consistent with the blogs, because with all the changes to AI, that's becoming more and more important.
Where's
Um,
your VA from?
she's from the Philippines.
You taking
I
on new
got her
clients?
through, I found her, if you want, because I have referred her, not her, but she has other people that she trains.
Uh-huh.
And so if you want her information, I'm happy to share it. I have her full time, or I would offer her to you guys as well. But she
Uh,
has trained some other people that I have other realtor friends using, and they've been happy.
okay. So you use her full-time Monday through Friday or whenever her hours are?
I do. She works same hours as I do. So, I mean, 8 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I
Another question came in about does she post on the weekend? When you say it needs to be done every day, or is she posting 5 days a week or 7 days a week?
she schedules my social media post for the weekends, but she doesn't do Google on Saturday and Sunday.
And then everyone does want to see the list of her tasks. So if you could send that to me,
Yep.
I'll include it. And then, yeah, I think that was the only questions that came in on the chat. Is anyone else already doing this that has any tips?
I'm doing it, but I don't have any hot tips. It just takes a while to get started and to get verified. That took a while. But I mean, I don't work there all the time, but I have an office in downtown, so it was pretty easy to verify my address and all that stuff.
Um, is anyone, because like YouTube ads are kind of similar, right? Like Google and YouTube are the same. Is anyone doing YouTube ads?
Are you?
I'm meeting with a company to consider doing it, where they would manage it for me, but it's a really expensive startup, but they just go after like listing appointments, and they are telling me that and I know a couple agents through Tom Berry that are using them, and they're getting like 3 listings a month through this company, by having them like run all their ads for them. And so I'm looking at doing it, but it's like 10 grand to start up. And I'm
Wow.
like hesitant to drop that on Google ads or on YouTube ads, especially when I look at something like this, like the ROI is so great.
I do post
So,
YouTube as well. So like a lot of those blog posts, I do like educational videos too. So any sort of YouTube video I do, I have my VA create a blog for it. So I'll link it in Google to my YouTube and then to my website. So I don't know if that helps as well. I think it does.
yeah, for sure. I think I'm going to try this before I go that route.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It is, yeah. But like, do you guys know Lauren Kirshen in
Mhm.
Dallas? She's doing it, and she's like getting like $3 to $5 million $1 million plus listing appointments every month. So the ROI is there.
In my market, everybody wants buyers right now.
Well, yeah, we all want buyers. I have like listing. Well, that's what I told the guy. I was like, I have like $100,000 out right now in marketing the listings that I already have. I don't know that I really want to take on more listings. Like it's great in theory, but like until the market turns, I really can't afford more listings, you know?
Yeah. I've gotten some great relocation leads from Google this year. So people looking to move here from out of state.
Yeah, so this might be the better route to go in this market.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather not get listings right now.
All right. Any other topics that are top of mind, guys? How are you guys all generating leads right now? Generating buyer leads. Any other hot tips?
Crickets.
Does anyone have any buyers right now that they're working with?
I do. I
I
have a
have
friend
buyers
calling
that
up.
will not make decisions. They're just so slow. They just won't make decisions.
Yeah.
Gotten my first buyer lead from YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I did get that. And I should be writing an offer for them this week, hopefully. Well, I guess it's Friday already, but in a few days.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just doing open houses like crazy to try to get buyer leads, but I feel like every buyer I'm coming across has a house to sell and they're not in a position to do anything. And it's like, yeah, it just feels like everyone's like a long-term, nurture, no now business from buyers.
Well, do you guys have any special programs through your lenders that can help them purchase the house prior to them selling theirs?
Yeah, but I think the thing is they still have to sell theirs at some point and everyone's afraid that that's not going to happen in the near future. So there's still that fear that's preventing people from moving forward with those programs.
They can always rent it out and then move to their new place.
Yeah.
I'm finding the exact same thing. Like you give the programs and they're like, yeah, but it's not. I think it's just the overall atmosphere of uncertainty. It's not helping them feel calm about it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if those are all of the questions, I will send everything out to you guys so that you can start to implement this and hopefully get some buyer leads in your markets so that we can get through this winter period, which I know is slow for a lot of markets. So if you guys need anything or have any questions while you're setting it up, I'm sure Marjorie will be happy to help you and get her VA to assist with any, training of your VA or things like that. So
I'll
feel
send my
free
VA.
to use each other.
I'll
How
send
much
my
is
VA
the
info
VA?
out. And if you guys want to reach out to her directly, you can. I kind of already gave her a heads up. And I use the WhatsApp, but I'll also send her email as well.
How much do they charge per hour for a VA?
I pay $7 an hour.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah, I'd love her info for one of her
Yeah.
friends. So you feel confident she's in your systems, like she's got access to everything. You're good. You see
She
her,
does
you do Zoom
everything.
calls.
She has my password. I mean, I know some people say don't give me your passwords, but she literally has my password to everything. I have another realtor friend who is local, and my VA trained another VA for her, and she was like really hesitant on giving her the passwords and everything. She did. Everything's been fine. I mean, I've had my VA for going on 3 years now, so that's a little different, but I've had no issues.
So what else does she do for you for 8 hours a day? She
Oh,
makes
she does
phone
all
calls?
my marketing, all my
Oh,
social media marketing. Yeah, she does. I do a lot of videos, so she, cuts one video into 50 different ones and does all
right.
that. She does my emails. She does my newsletters. I host a ton of events, so she helps me a lot with all my events. She stays pretty busy.
Is she like I do a farmer's market for 6 months during the summer, and I'm always collecting data. And I'm old school. I'm like, I gotta talk to them. I don't want them to just scan it and walk away. Like I want
Yeah.
to talk to them. Why am I asking for this stuff? And so can she, if I send her this like a scan of all the stuff, like these entry forms, they take that info off of it and put it into a system, like into all my systems?
Like into your CRM.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She does the same thing for me. So I use Jotform and I do RSVPs, but then when I have people there at an event, I normally have a card, obviously, for some giveaway. And then I just scan everything into her and she adds everybody in.
Oh, so it's scanned. I like, well, cause I don't know. I think it's nice when they write it. So I got him a second there to stand there and put all their info and then you can ask
Oh yeah, no,
questions.
I scan it in. I scan in the written cards.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
scan them and she takes them from there.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's exactly what I need. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll love it. It's like, it's amazing. I couldn't imagine my life without her.
Okay. Will the list just go in an email with the link for your VA or VA info?
With the
Or
link for,
for the VA.
oh yeah, I'll send the info to Karina and then Karina can send it all out.
Perfect.
Right, guys, yeah, I'll just pull the list of everyone that registered for this call so that I have all your emails, and I'll email everything to you. And if you have questions or anything, feel free to reach out, and we're all here to help each other. So
Thank you so much, you guys. This is great.
Thank you. It was nice seeing you all.
I have a question. Anyone going to EXPCon that's in EXP?
I'm
Nope.
not going.
Okay. Just wanted to
No.
meet up if you did. Okay.
you can post in the group too and see if there's anyone else in the group that's going, if you want to use that forum to find some friends.
I'm going. I'll be there, Linda.
Okay. Reach out to me, Christy.
And I'm in Texas too. I'm in DFW.
Oh, awesome.
And we'll all see each other soon. Sorry, I'm having some internet issues, so I didn't hear everything, but have a great weekend, guys. I'm going to end the call now because my computer's freaking out.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.